Greetings, sunshines and sunnies. It is I, Queen J Lotus, Pimp Sun Kiss, coming at y'all right quick, right fast, maybe with a channeled message. I was in the midst of my morning routines of it all, and Spirit started speaking to me. The Most High started speaking to me, and they told me to tell y'all. You gon' cry over the next 5 to 6 months. Peoples that have had a consistency, a habit, a coping mechanism, a pride issue as it concerns releasing emotion, releasing dead weight through that of tears, honey. Over the next 5 to 6 months, you gon' cry a lot. And you gonna need to make noise when you cry. Why? Well, the heart and the throat chakra universally are in need of harmonization, and the heart and throat chakra of the world, of this world, the planet that we live in, it is healing and harmonizing one way or another, whether you like it or not. So, if you want to be on the right side of the tracks of everything, you gonna have to get on the right side of the track. You gonna have to fall in line and catch that flash. You feel me? And I ain't gonna lie. Tough love, straightforward message coming through is get over it. I'm sorry, that's exactly how it came through. That's exactly how it was coming out. That's exactly how they want me to tell you. Get over it. You gonna cry a lot. You need to make noise when you cry. Things are changing, and all of that mindset of demonizing femininity and demonizing emotions and acting like crying and vulnerability is weakness, it's all with. Get over it. Silencing people, it's all with. Get over it. Okay? Spirit is ripping us out of the narrative that crying and vulnerability is weak. Spirit is dragging us, kicking and screaming to realize that certain methods that we have been taught to use to help us survive have done all that they need to do. And it's time to shed it. Keep the wisdom and make room for the new and better things to come in. And this is also not to shame and demonize the coping mechanisms that, many of us have used. Hence, they have done all that they needed to do. So definitely give gratitude for the ways that they have worked, but also be willing to acknowledge the toxicity that exists and that also has been created from those toxic mechanisms, just as much as the circumstances that you feel like influenced you to get into using those limited and or toxic mechanisms. Again, keep the wisdom and make room for new and better things to come in. Take the meat, spit out the bone. All right? All right. Moreover, a lot of us are being and or have been perhaps since the top of this year, and for others it's happening in this particular phase of your life, or it's about to happen seemingly somewhere mid-May or by the end of this month, perhaps. It's what it seems like. It's what I'm hearing. Okay. So, a lot of us are and or have been forced into hermit mode, isolation, things of that nature. And this is for the purpose of, for some, to rest and recharge. To rest and recharge and heal from other people's polluting energy. And to gain clarity on what you're recharging from and who has had the polluting energy. Okay? For others, Spirit is trying to break you out of a habitual codependency so that you can truly heal from the trauma that's created the habit of codependency. Okay? And a part of that habit of codependency is for the others of you that this applies to, many of you have been using other people to fill voids and to distract you from painful thoughts. House of Never. The unstable foundation of codependency and the frequency of inauthenticity that is that codependency of using other people to fill voids and to distract you from things is also what ends up in you attracting people who are inauthentic. Therefore, you end up creating more trauma for yourself and attracting people who come in and traumatize you. And this is also coming from a place of mindlessly traumatizing yourself by not allowing yourself to heal, not allowing yourself to go through the pain or the painful thoughts or the ugly sides of yourself, not allowing yourself to face that so that you can release it, not allowing yourself to cry so that you can release it. Because what a lot of people also don't realize is when you stifle your tears, when you suppress crying, you end up physically holding on to toxins inside of your body. Also, when you do not work out, when you do not put yourself in positions to sweat, you end up holding toxins, things that are necessary to be released. You end up holding it in your body. And that turns into a manifestation of more traumatic circumstances as well as inflammation in the body, illnesses, diseases, cancer, Alzheimer's, dementia, freak accidents, okay? The service and circumstances can also manifest into freak accidents that cause you to have major injuries like concussions or breaking limbs, fracturing things of that nature, okay? Keep up with me. So, you need to face these things and stop just, for some of you, I'm hearing shopaholics. You may like to buy things to fill a void. And that, again, goes along with the people who use other people to fill voids and distract themselves from feeling and facing the pain and the fears and all of that. You need to face those things so you can get through to your evolved phases. Again, stop thinking that crying and vulnerability and facing those things are weakness or that they make you weak, because they actually make you stronger. And resistance to doing so, resistance to facing that, resistance to accepting the strength and vulnerability is also keeping you on a frequency of dishonesty. It's a lie that you feed yourself so that you don't have to do the work to grow and evolve. And for some of you, so that you don't have to face the part you play in your own abuse, in your own stagnancy, in your own delays, in your own problems. And so again, remaining on that frequency and resisting vulnerability in that way and resisting the things that you need to face in order to evolve, keeping you on that frequency of dishonesty, therefore attracting dishonest people that again come in and help you continue the cycles of dishonesty and trauma and disservice and circumstances. All right? All right. Furthermore, for a lot of people, honey, I hate to say it, but this summer is not going to be as festive as we planned, okay? It may feel a bit more like fall and winter as far as vibes and like the frequency of death. Not literal death, but spiritual, energetic death. Transitions, transformation, metamorphosis to old cycles, worn out identities, toxic habits, and relationships. Okay? And with that, it's like a lot of us have been growing out of things and people effortlessly, but have still been engaging purely out of muscle memory. Because it's just like, innately, mindlessly. It's like because you've always done it, you just continue to do it because that's just, it's the muscle memory of it all. Similar to like how you can learn a dance and it don't matter how long ago it was that you did that dance, that music comes on and you pop straight into that choreography. Muscle memory. Or even more so is if it's the theme here, you get caught up in a pattern in a relationship with somebody and they keep betraying you in some way that is really irreparable. But you've taken them back so many times and it follows the same pattern. Y'all fight, argue, separate, come back. They simply apologize or they do some grand gesture or they buy you something and just like that, you right back with them. No change behavior. They just did some grand gesture. Y'all fought and fucked it out or whatever. And now y'all right back together. And it gets to a point where even though you are absolutely an idiot, a fool for continuing this cycle, you continue to do it purely out of muscle memory. So spirit is trying to shake a lot of people out of that muscle memory, doing toxic shit just purely out of habit. And in your mind, in your spirit, in your heart that it's wrong, that you're no longer supposed to be attached to those people. You're no longer supposed to be engaging in those things. Okay? And for some people, this does have to do with substances. So, for instance, it may be certain people that some of you all hang with simply because y'all smoke together, drink together, or, indulge in whatever it is that y'all indulge in together. Okay? Whatever activities that it is that y'all do together. But certain things have happened over time where you recognize you really don't like these people or vibe with these people, like talking about you just kicking it with them because y'all bond over this specific activity. Spirit is about to make that shit real uncomfortable so that you can fucking stop it. And stop just doing the shit out of muscle memory. Allow yourself to grow. And this is causing a lot of people to have to address herd mentality or followers mentality that they've been having, or some type of trauma response to being handled like a black sheep, whether it be in your family or certain other friend groups that you've been in. You're so used to being treated like a black sheep and you want so desperately to fit in somewhere, to be accepted somewhere. So you've just gotten into this mindless habit of just going along to get along in some way. And it may be so deep rooted and so unseeming. And that's why spirit is causing things to happen to shake that shit up. Okay? These toxic habits and things of that nature out of muscle memory, they've also kept a lot of us from investing in relationships and opportunities that truly deserve us and that we truly deserve on a higher frequency, higher level, you know what I'm saying, reciprocative, mutually beneficial, equally yoked type level. For others, you've been blinded. Ooh, honey. This a little repeat, honey. This a little repeat from something that I just said for the four others previously. Okay, bear with me. Okay, for others, you've been blinded to the ways that you are actually the problem. And spirit is throwing a wrench into a lot of plans and muscle memories. Again, that word, to evoke more self-awareness, basically evoking the hermit mode, the isolation mode, to evoke awareness. Also evoking certain quote unquote wars, disputes, disagreements, bickering in certain relationships between certain people to bring about more self-awareness and give people, and people specifically in this particular group, giving y'all more opportunities and or final opportunities for some people to fix and enhance your frequency of karma. So I'm gonna say that again. For others, you've been blinded to the ways that you are actually the problem. And spirit has been throwing throwing salt in your game, like talking about, to bring about more self-awareness, to give you an opportunity to fix and enhance your frequency of karma, therefore through more self-awareness. And that also again ties back to that need to cry, through facing fears, facing ugly parts of yourself, facing traumas, because some of you need to realize certain ways that you've become what you despise. Overall, there's a lot of good things coming, blessings coming, good karma coming. And I can't lie either. There's a lot of challenging karma, dark karma, spinning the block for a lot of people who refuse to do what they need to do to be better, who refuse to stop being hurt people who hurt people. Okay? Now, all that said, that 5 to 6 month marker, this is a situation where there's going to be peace. And for a lot of people, you're going to have to grow into being able to recognize the peace, because you may have gotten too comfortable in chaos to where for a minute the peace is going to feel like boringness or lameness, or like you're being punished in some way, like you're being put in timeout. But this is more like a butterfly cocoon type situation, especially if you allow it to be. Therefore, as I've said, a lot of our festive plans that we've had for the summer, it ain't gonna be like talking about. Not for all of us, but for a lot of us, the festivities of the summer ain't gonna be like talking about. Because it's gonna be so many things happening that just basically force people into hermit mode. And by the time the 5 to 6 months is over, around saying mid-September, October area, for some people November, the fall and the winter is actually, in an energetic sense and in a festivity aspect, in a reaping benefits aspect, celebratory aspect, it's gonna feel more like summer during that time. And we will be learning a whole lot of things throughout this 5 to 6 month period. But this is really gonna be a hindsight is 2020 type shit overall, because it's gonna be so many of us that have to look back in October and be like, damn, I now totally understand why I needed that hermit mode, why those fights had to happen, why those cutoffs had to happen, why those mishaps had to happen, those terror moments had to happen. Because if they didn't, I wasn't going to ever thoroughly, actively make the decision to do exactly this here that I needed to do and ended up doing, that I'm being able to reap now. So this is putting a lot of us in position to jump time periods. Also, like do time jumps type shit. Because what keeps coming up in this channel message is that a lot of us have been feeling like, damn, been working for Jesus a long time, I don't see my blessings yet. Well, the thing is, a lot of us have not stopped and healed and released and things of that nature to be able to really recognize and embrace a lot of the blessings and opportunity that we already have. And then in certain cases, we've been using our trauma, we've been using our coping mechanisms, we've been using other people to limit us from really going as hard and as smart as we really are capable of. We've been shrinking ourselves. We've been stifling ourselves and stagnating ourselves. And it's taking for this 5 to 6 months with, spirit putting in position this cocoon metamorphosis mode type shit for us to really realize how we have been fucking ourselves over, hating on ourselves, sleeping on ourselves. And that's why it's gonna be like a cosmic time jump, because it's gonna be so many things that we gonna realize that we could have been accomplished if only we gave ourselves the chance. If only we stopped silencing ourselves. If only we stopped hating on ourselves. And therefore attracting other people that come in and hate on us and limit us. And engaging in habits that come in and stifle us and hate on us and limit us. Now, child, that's all I got to say on that thus far. If you want more personal clarity to know where you fall specifically in this channel message and how you can make the best and the most of it, be sure to hit me up and book your personal reading sesh with me. Okay, you can hit me up on Facebook at Sean Jolie. That's SHUNN space JO capital LEE. You can also hit me up in the DM on Instagram at queen_J.Lotus. Okay, you may also be able to type in Sean Jolie to find me as well on Instagram. Okay, it's the same page, but you know how you have the username and then the other name that be in your bio, like talking about. Yeah, and I'll be sure to try to put a screenshot of the pictures of the pages up there as well. And you can find me and more content, free content, a bigger variety of content as well on my YouTube at Queen J Lotus Pimp Sunkiss, honey. And I'm gonna have a picture of that up there as well. All right now. And with all that being said, child, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow dry. And I'm thoroughly appreciative for the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please do me a divine design and like, share, and subscribe so that you can be one of the first to be back through these queenly quarters for the next time. And be sure to bless my comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you all in always light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah.